Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. My name is Alan. As you can see, I am back home with my clock and my picture of Frida there. Frida from ABBA. That's my favorite picture of Frida, by the way. For what it's worth, taken in 1978, she had this beautiful long hair. Anyway, unlike me, my hair's very short, very short. I just want to say thank you once again for all the kind thoughts and comments and the feedback from the about the channel. I really do appreciate it, guys. Okay, so always remember that I really value your feedback and very touching. People were sort of saying, have safe travels and everything else. So basically, I was away with work, and I'm going back this week. I kind of work in construction. I work with traffic control, so I'm out on the roads. I used to be a nurse, but I'm not a nurse anymore. But I was nursing for about 10, 15 years, something like that. And I left a couple of years ago and got bees. So that's a quick version and learning tarot, I should say. Because tarot is one of those things that you never stop learning. And that's one of the things that I love about it. Always something to learn, something to discover. So I encourage everybody, if you are on the tarot train, on the tarot journey, go for it. Just absolutely go for it. It's a win-win. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely thing to learn. So good for everything. So good for you. And it's just wonderful. So yeah, so go the tarot and go the bees. What I wanted to talk about today was Greenland and that trip that Mr. Vance did. And I'm going to try and find my card here that says, I only got a big one, so entertainment only YouTube. I am but a tarot reader. So I think it was a couple of days ago, Mr. Vance went to this military base about 900 miles or 1,020 kilometers. When was it actually? I'll check this out because I wrote this down here on my little tablet. Let me look this up. 2 seconds. Yeah, so Vance went to this military base, which was 1,500 kilometers or approximately 930 miles north of Nook. So basically, I've been to. So let's talk about Greenland. So Greenland, for those of you who don't know, it's it is its own country, but it kind of has. It is sort of, I wouldn't say ruled, but it's associated with Denmark, and I think it has been for the last couple of 100 years. I don't know how that actual process happened, so I'm assuming it was probably some kind of a war or takeover. I don't know. But I was in Greenland in 2006, and we were lucky enough. I was traveling with my housemate. We went up. We flew into a place called the Sassuaq, which is in the south, and then we ended up going north to Nuuk, which is the capital, and we got a boat from Nuuk up to a place called Ilulissat, and then we went further north to a place called Eki Glacier. But the thing with Greenland is, if you want to go between towns, you can't drive. There's no roads between the towns in Greenland. You either have to jump on the boat or the ferry, or you have to go by helicopter, or there might be some planes now that go to these small towns. So Greenland's has a population of 56,000 roughly in about 2023. So basically, Vance went over there. And here's the thing, like there's a real, I feel, if you've just been criticizing somebody for not wearing a suit, wear a suit. You know, there's nothing wrong with not wearing a suit, but if you're saying to somebody, if you're criticizing Zelensky and saying, show some respect and wear a suit, well, it's okay for you to go to a foreign country and try to sell this idea that the USA can protect and do a better job of looking after Greenland than Denmark can, and you're not wearing a suit. And I know that sounds really pathetic and stupid of me to say that, because clearly you'd want to be wearing some warm clothes. But Vance didn't take into consideration at all that Zelensky is just too busy trying to find fire, trying to defend his country. I just see a double standard there. That's all I'm saying. I just see a double standard. That's all I'm saying. So Yeah, so basically that's Greenland. And so the unofficial language of Greenland is Danish. Now, I speak a little bit of Danish and I speak a little bit of Swedish because I have friends in Sweden, but I speak a bit of Danish. But I just think it's really arrogant and it's really rich for the vice president to fly over there for a couple of hours, not bother to speak any Greenlandic or even any Danish, right? It's all in English, right? This assumption that, oh, well, I can speak my language anywhere and everybody will understand it. Well, that might be the case, but that's not the point. If you're trying to win the hearts of a nation over, then try and learn the language or at least say a few things, right? It's just arrogant. It's just so arrogant, and it's toxic, and it's toxic masculinity, and it's bullying, and it's just horrible. And I don't know what the other people think internationally, but I just look at that and just think, what a tosser. What a tosser. Um, yeah, anyway. So I just want to have a look at that and just see how Greenland is going and what's happening with Denmark and Greenland, because basically what Vance was saying, he was basically saying excuse me for a second, he was saying basically um, that Denmark has not done a good job and underinvested in Greenland, I'm sorry. And Vance accused Denmark of leaving Greenland vulnerable to attacks from China and Russia. But what's happened here is the Danish Prime Minister, who I think was just only recently elected, but I could be wrong about that. His name is Mette Frederiksen, basically said that Vance showed a lack of respect for the Greenlandic people, which I tend to think is the case as well. But it's just strange that, and I also think as well, and I could be wrong here, it's just my opinion, and I could be wrong here. And once again, YouTube, entertainment only YouTube. In a way, it's kind of like a diversion of all the rubbish that's happening back in the States with these, just everything else that's going on. Let's just go to Greenland. It's all part of, I think it's all part of flooding the zone, right? It's like, look here, look here, look here, look here, look here, look here. It's like, it's all a part of that. It's designed to exhaust people. And let's face it, we are all exhausted, right? We are all exhausted. But I just want to see how Greenland is going. Um, it is a beautiful country. Like I said, I've been there. It is a beautiful country, but unlike Mr. Vance, when I was there, I was trying to speak some Danish. I was respectful, you know. I tried to be aware of customs and cultures. You know, I didn't come in. Oh, by the way, I'm this English speaking person. I'm like, oh, do you understand that if I say this to you in Danish? You know, it's like we did this walk to one of the glaciers, my housemate and I, and we got back and they had food for us. And I learned how to say the food tastes good. Det smagte meget godt. Det maden smagte meget godt. The food tastes really good. And they smiled, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. So I'm not saying that Van should be talking about the food, but what I'm saying is at least if you're going to go somewhere and try and con the country to becoming a part of your country, try saying a few words in the language. Like hi. Anyway, so let's have a look at Greenland. What is going to happen with you? So yeah, I just find it just really makes me feel annoyed. Come on down, guys. So Greenland, what are you going to do, Greenland? Are you going to stay with Denmark or are you going to jump? Greenland. Okay, so tell me about Greenland. What are they going to do, Spirit? What is Greenland going to do? What is Greenland going to do? What Greenland Hangman going to do. I hope they do that. What is Greenland going to do? Strength. Hierophant. King of Swords. Sun. Two of Wands. Okay, coming up, guys. Out of the cards I pulled here, I pulled five cards. Well, four and the base of the deck. Three major arcana, so there's stuff going on here. So let's kick off, eh? Strength. Underneath it of the Hierophant, if you can see that under the glare. So, oh, by the way, guys, I'll just let you know I'm using Lena's deck, which is this one here. It's One World Tarot. It's a really good deck. It also that Lena did with Sienna has this great book. So if you're learning tarot, do yourself a favor. It's just full of this book is gold. It's just full of resources. And as you know, I know Lena. I love Lena, but um, this is a great book. You know, it's a great book and it's a really good deck. So um, I really recommend it. It's a very chatty deck too. Okay, so I think this is also the strength of the Greenlandic people. I think this is Vance coming in, and this is the Greenlandic people. And it's almost like, you know what? You can sit there and bark and carry on, and we'll just pacify you and say yes, 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 and you can just go away. You can go away. And by the way, the Danish government is watching very closely indeed over this. I think what it's done is it's highlighted the issue of Greenland with regards to Denmark and other countries as well. Now, I believe now Denmark is in NATO, and I also believe Sweden is as well, and I'm sure Norway is. But there's an alliance there, and I do think that there is also you could say that there is also strength in that alliance. So if Trump decides to do anything, he's actually going to be fighting with NATO. So good luck with that one, but I hope it doesn't happen. Yeah, but like I said, the Danish government are watching very, very, very closely. And from what I can understand, what I read, that the Greenlandic people weren't that interested in really anything that Vance had to say. There was no red carpet, but you know he wasn't wearing a suit. Why should they have the red carpet? He didn't. He wasn't dressed up. Why should they get dressed up or do the appropriate thing? He wasn't. He couldn't be bothered wearing a suit. So that's it. But like I said, it's going to show. It's going to highlight the relationship, I think, of, well, it's going to highlight Greenland as a country, and dare I say, maybe even with the sun, maybe to do with global warming as well. This could even be a good thing, but I think that the Danish Prime Minister might have a few harsh words to say after this is over. He might have a he might even refer back to legally like Denmark's constitution and Greenland's constitution to say that, you know, you can't just kind of come in and try and take us. It's not like, you know, it's not like, you know, you're at bargain basement looking for a country. It doesn't quite work that way. But I also think that this is Denmark just putting a word out to NATO. Hey, are you aware of what's going on? And to Europe. Um, I think there's more happening that we are knowing, that we are aware of what's going on. But what I'm getting is that I think currently right now, I'm not seeing anything changing quickly. I'm not seeing that Greenland will resort to becoming a part of the USA. Actually, in fact, what I was reading on the news, I think was it Midas Touch or somewhere, they've actually started making hats. You know how there's MAGA, like Make America Great Again, like Make America Go Away. And I say that with respect to the American people that are watching this channel. This is not about you. This is about your administration. Okay, so this is MAGA. Make them go away. Um, that'd be a good cap to have. Like I said, once again, I'm criticizing the administration. I'm criticizing the Trump administration. I'm not criticizing anybody from the US. There's a big difference. Okay, all this stuff that we're talking about. If I'd say anything negative about the states, I'm talking about the administration. Okay, so just got to be really clear about that. But I do think that, like I said, I do think that the Hierophant underneath it all, the government is going to be looking at other countries to help and other countries to keep an eye on this. And I think this is the strength of when nations get together, you know. This is the real strength of when nations get together. So hopefully he'll just come and go and do his own thing. Um, for all it was Canada, annexed Canada, it's just I do think that as much as all this is as much as Trump is unpredictable, like he's just very unpredictable, and this administration is unpredictable. But I do think that this is also part of flooding the zone, right? This is part of the outrage. It's part of the flooding the zone with information. So people are looking here and looking there and looking there and looking there and just getting exhausted, you know. But having said that, the fact that Vance has deliberately gone under trying to chisel a gap between Greenland and Denmark, it's almost like chipping away, you know, chipping away at the render, at the concrete that's binding the bricks together. That's sneaky. And that's what's the word? That's manipulative, in my view, in my humble view. And like I said, YouTube with my big side, here's my smaller phone. Um, yeah, just entertainment only, guys. Entertainment only YouTube. But that's what I think. So I think, yeah, the Danish government's going to pull in, show its strength. It's going to also shine light on this issue, what's happening with the states, and it's going to be sending messages to other people in NATO. Um, just keep an eye on this. Yeah, but I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything that Greenland is going to switch. Yeah, which is good. There's one more thing I wanted to have a look at. I just want to see what is really going on between Trump, Vance, and Elon. Because there was that tape allegedly YouTube that Vance was criticizing Elon Musk, which I heard a bit of that tape, um, criticizing Elon Musk and saying that he's making the administration look bad and making Vance look bad. One thing I will say about Vance is I do think he's got a big ego. He does have a big ego. But anyway, I just want to see, because they are providing this united front, we're all with Trump and everything else. But I just want to see, like, really, just between the three of them, what is going on behind the scenes. Let's have a look, guys. All right. That's Trump and Elon. What is going on behind the scenes? What? Ooh, cards are jumpy. Jumpy cards means there's a story there behind the scenes. What is going on behind the scenes with the three of them? What's going on behind the scenes with Vance, Elon, and Trump? What's really happening, Spirit, behind the scenes? Right, let's go. Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go. Seven of Swords. There's your character reference. All right, coming up, guys. What's interesting about these cards is that they're all minors. So with minor arcana, it's more to do with day-to-day stuff. Where majors is obviously it's to do with day-to-day, but it's more like life's lessons and the bigger picture. But minors is issue. But minors is more about like the nitty-gritty, the Monday to Friday, the day-to-day stuff. So yeah, so lots of messages. They're all saying, "Oh, I can do this, and I can do this, and I've done this." I will presume that this is possibly um, Vance and Elon just at each other. If literally they're messaging. There's lots of fire and messaging going on. They're at each other. If I had the Emperor, I'd say this is Trump, but this is just Vance and Elon just at each other's throat. You know, he did this, he did this, he did this, whack, whack, whack. Oh, Mr. Trump, blah, 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 blah. We need to walk away from it. We need to let them go. We can't continue. We need to leave it behind. We've got to walk away from this person. You know, he's making the party invalid. So my nose is itchy, guys. We can't make any progress. We're out to pasture. We're out to pasture. You know, we're not being active. So Vance and Musk are saying this about each other. It's part of this, read all about it kind of thing. But like I said, they're really screaming it from the verandas, they're really yelling out that message. Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, save us. But once again, the thief card, they all have their hidden agenda. They're trying to get away with something. This is the convoluted parts behind it, right? And the three of them hate each other. Underneath it, none of them like each other. They're using each other, right? There's no loyalty here. The only card about emotions that's here would be the cups, and this is the one that they want to walk away. Like, you know, but it's like Seven of Swords. Everybody has their own agenda, their own sordid, secret agenda, trying to get away with something. So it looks to me that Vance and Elon are both playing the same game. So there's probably a tape out there of Elon. Where's my card? Entertainment only, YouTube, entertainment only, just a tarot reader. I wouldn't be surprised if there would be a tape somewhere of Elon criticizing Vance as well. That probably would be out there. But remember, there's no love between the three of them. No love at all. It's like they're all exhausted of each other. They're all exhausted of each other. So that's what's going on behind the scenes, which is kind of not really surprising. But the reason I wanted to kind of point attention to that is to keep that in context. So when you see this going on and this going on and this is going, this going, just remember they hate each other. They really, really, really hate each other. There's no love there. It's all transactional, and I feel confident that they're all just waiting for a certain orange person to not be around, so to say, and they can pursue what they want to pursue. But there's no love in the house, there's nothing, there's no loyalty there. Everybody's out to get everybody's out to get what they can get. It's the sneakiness of it all. So yeah, I mean it's not surprising. So, when Vance goes to Greenland and says all this stuff, maybe he's got an agenda trying to please a certain orange person. Maybe it's about getting brownie points. You know, you don't need Mr. Telstra. I'm the VP. All you need is me. I don't know, but the vibe I'm getting, it's It's nasty. It's just nasty. So always remember that, folks. I mean, it is just a tarot reading, but yeah, get that in, just keep that in context. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's just a little bit for today. I hope you're all well. It's probably a longer reading than what I would normally do. If you find if I'm talking on too much, just go to the bit where I'm shuffling. I will be repeating the question then, if it makes it easier for you to watch the videos. Otherwise, you take care, guys. I'll be back soon. And yeah, and I'll try and take all my laptop and my cameras with me when I go away next week, and we can sit down and hunker down and do some bonding, do some cards. Thank you so much once again. Stay safe, right? We are living in crazy times. It's not going to stop soon. Just pace yourself with the news and just remember, stay connected, okay? Stay connected because we're all in this together. And yeah, we're all in this together. And what we do is we support each other. And so yeah, we support each other and we care for each other. And that's how we get through this. And for people in the States, just write to your local members, because what I've seen that even the local GOP members, they're like saying, hey, what's going on? Just make it official to write to complain if your social security is under threat or whatever. Just put it in writing. Just get on someone's back and make a note of it, because I think it is starting to get through. Um, I sometimes wonder, what history will look at this time. We're really living through historic times. And I think when this is over, and it will end, I wouldn't be surprised if as a collective we all fall asleep for a week, because we will finally realize it. We will finally realize how exhausted we are. The story isn't over yet, but the good news is that the love that we feel as a community, and the compassion and the commitment that we have to each other, we support each other, and that's what the readers are trying to do, and what I'm trying to do, and your friends are trying to do, and all your friends, or that are on the side of the light. That's what we're here to do. So just don't go through this alone, and yeah, and do something for yourself every day. Like, just do something kind for yourself. Go out for a walk, or just do something nice for yourself. Okay, guys, I'll be quiet now, and take care. Love you all. And thank you once again for your kind thoughts while I was away. That was really appreciated. And thank you once again for inviting me and spending time with me. All right, guys, I'll be back soon. Take care, guys. Okay, bye for now. Bye. Where's my switch? Okay, bye.